14-1-5 after 20 games so far this year. Mark Springer, the Colorado Avalanche, in a game in which they dominated puck possession. Yet again, the power play did continue to struggle. Scott Wedgwood does give up 3, but still looks great. They ride the backs of one of those games where Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon look like they are clearing away the best players on the ice for either team. 6-3 is the final as the Avs beat the New York Rangers at home. They pummeled them all night, and you didn't have a big lead until late where you get the 2 empty netters. New York just didn't. They simply didn't have the puck. They get 2 power play goals, and that's basically all she wrote.
I just want to say this: Avalanche games fucking rule. I mean, how fun are these things? They're just great. It's great television. It's a blast to watch. It's an absolute treat. And yeah, it was the 2 stars tonight, Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar. Man, I didn't even see the Ross Colton empty net goal because that thing was over and I was getting all situated here. And Cale Makar gets an empty net goal. MacKinnon 2 5-on-5 goals. So I didn't see the first star. I didn't see the 3 stars of the game. I wasn't watching the end of the game. I assume Nathan MacKinnon's your first star. Nathan MacKinnon's your first star because he gets 2 5-on-5 goals. One of Cale's 2 goals is an empty net goal. Bro, could have been a hat trick empty net goal for Cale Makar because he had a sick ass. I mean, Devon Taves sets him up on a nice. How about these two? They were activating offensively all night. They were getting net. Taves got net front on one of these goals. But Makar and Taves were doing it all tonight as the top D pair. Taves sets Makar up. Makar, nice little stick handle, flicks it forehand off the post. I thought for sure that was going in. Beast mode from Cale Makar there. Now, look, Igor Shesterkin was playing pretty well. I mean, he's a good goaltender. He was playing pretty well. And while, yeah, Nathan MacKinnon deserves the first star, the play of the game was Makar's goal.
Yeah.
The wraparound, I mean, because Shesterkin was playing very well. And that's what that's the level it took to beat him in that moment. Shesterkin damn near covered that right post with his right leg, but Makar was too quick, too strong on the wraparound, stuffed it in. That was the play of the game from Cale Makar.
Not only is that the play of the game, but the directly after New York scores on the power play to tie it up at 3, off of the Jack Drury trip in the offensive zone. Who's the shot that rips it off the far side post? It's a one-timer from Cale Makar. Cale scored 2. He could have scored 4 without the empty netter. That's how good he was this evening. Every time that Nathan MacKinnon touched the puck, it looked like he was shot out of a cannon. I simply think that there are certain games where they just take over. And that's what happens. You see it with Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets. There's games where it's inevitable, where you go, oh, they're on a different level tonight. I don't know the rhyme or reason why it happens, where it's, 2 games in a row, Nate's so far and away the better player on the ice, and then Cale joins him a game after that. When it happens to be in the same game, it's almost impossible for them to lose.
Yeah, they were both excellent. And how about Nathan MacKinnon? Both of his goals are kind of the cleanup variety.
Go to the net. Just go to the blue paint.
He's doing that more this season, and he's winning more faceoffs this season, and he's more of a net front presence this season. So just when you thought that Nathan MacKinnon couldn't possibly add more layers to his already elite game, he's doing that this season.
Let's talk about that first goal and how beautiful it really was. You get the zone entry. McKinnon's obviously buzzing, picking up that puck in his own defensive zone. He chips the puck in. The first guy on the puck is, if I'm correct, Marty Necas. And then Nate makes this little backhand touch against the grain behind his back to Sam Girard. And I think it's so underrated how well the Avs go low to high in this game. We obviously know that they get more offense from their blue line than any team in the league in the McKinnon-Makar era, and it's not particularly close. But that little backhand touch that he makes, because there are four white jerseys just staring at Nate because he's taking the puck from the half wall into the middle of the ice, which is it's the most dangerous part of the ice. You should be looking at Nathan MacKinnon. For him to make this little like cheeky backhand little touch pass to Gerard, and Gerard just do the right thing of, instead of trying to throw it at the net, he sees Nate just start to cycle out of the corner and take advantage of that half wall seam, which is from the hash marks on the circles through the middle of the ice. Instead of firing it at shin pads and panicking or waiting for a defenseman to go, he moves it like that. Nate just gets the puck to the net, and MacKinnon is watching this whole thing, because now the four eyes that were watching Nathan MacKinnon with the puck, they now have to process two different passes. Two different passes. So instead of watching Nathan MacKinnon like they were, now they're looking at the far side of the ice and they lose Nathan MacKinnon. It's a wonderful play from MacKinnon. It's a wonderful play from Gerard. And again, props on Nate for going to the hard areas, dude.
Yep, and he also does it on the game-winning goal.
Yep.
In the third period off the and Makar. I mean, that's a blast off the post. And that's coming off the post with some heat too. So for Nate to gather that, and I believe backhand it in, that's an underrated like little skill play actually, to do it that quick with that force of a rebound off the post. That's not easy to do. As far as, you talk about the first period goal, and I did notice, I was thinking this as well. Man, hadn't played since Sunday, and you're just chilling, right? You're just at home. You're just hanging out here in Denver for a few days before you play. And it's just like, okay, when do we play? When do we play next? Oh shit. 3 days have passed. It's game day. Yeah, I thought they were a little sluggish. It's one of those like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't type things. You got back. You're loaded with back-to-backs. Oh, schedule's actually really wide open and you get a lot of rest. Well, guess what? You haven't played since Sunday. And yeah, I do think that there was some of that in the first period. Very odd homestand, but they sweep it. And they go 4-0. They're 7-0-2 at home. Rangers were very good on the road coming into tonight's game. But yeah, you said it, man. They barely let the Rangers get the puck. Like they scored 3 goals, but New York did not have a lot of puck possession time here tonight.
The only time they had puck possession, ironically, and I suppose it's not ironic for the Avalanche anymore, maybe it's more expected for the Avalanche on the power play. I counted 5 separate either 2-on-1 or 2-on-2 opportunities for New York shorthanded. Though that's where they were most dangerous outside of being on the power play. They were dangerous on the PK where they were coming down on 2-on-1s. You have the great backdoor save that essentially guarantees Colorado is going to get a point in this one, at least a point. And obviously they end up doubling them up with 2 empty netters. The save backdoor on JT Miller from Wedgwood is so good. The save on the breakaway at the beginning of the third period on Alexis Lafreniere is so damn good. I know his goals against average, his save percentage isn't going to look awesome, giving up 3 goals on, what was it, 20 something shots?
18.
I think 3 on 20, 3 on 18. Not going to look good, right? That number is not going to look good. But he had his fair share of grade A saves that kept the Avs, I wouldn't say in the game, but because of how good the puck possession was, it kept the air from going out of the building.
Yeah, he has definitely the JT Miller save. I think he had a little save on Carrick on the power play that the Avs had to start the third period, and Scott Wedgwood gets his first career assist because he just
punches the puck out to Nelson. Oh yeah.
Yep. And Brock, and look, that wrist shot from Brock Nelson, that's what we've been waiting for. I mean,
that had to feel good.
We know he has a dangerous wrist shot from that area. We haven't really seen it this season until tonight. And he had Landeskog on his left side. And I think it was a good decision for him to not feed Landeskog, because I think that the Lone Ranger back was kind of reading Brock's eyes and noticed Landeskog over there. And I think Brock moves him ever so slightly with his eyes, creates that space a little bit one-on-one with Shesterkin, and he rips it. And when he's got a lane with that wrist shot in space, it's dangerous. It's got some pace on it. And yeah, Makar breaks Shesterkin with the wraparound, but then that was kind of the okay. If Nelson's scoring that goal, now they've really gotten to him.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's where you have to have Brock Nelson finding the net. And there's been a lot of opportunities that he's had there where like shots have gotten tipped, shots have gotten blocked, or they've simply gone wide. Find the net there. I see this from Kevin. Pay Kale now. I wish you could. You can't pay him yet. You can't extend him yet. They have to wait to extend him until the summer. July 1st is the first day that they can extend him because that's when the contracts switch over. It's a shame. They would have done it last year if they could have. And just like that, it's a 3-point night from Nate. It's a 3-point night from Kale. It's a 3-point night from Marty Necas, who has 3 assists this evening. And Necas now moves into, with 28 points, 5th place by himself in the National Hockey League. It goes Nathan MacKinnon, 36 points, Connor McDavid, 32, Macklin Celebrini, 30, Connor Bedard, 29, Marty Necas now with 28 points. Cale Makar joins him in a tie for 5th with 28 points, one clear of Leon Draisaitl, John Tavares, Mark Scheifele, Pasternak, Nylander, and Carlson, I think all have 27 right now as well.
Yeah, and Necas continues to play well, and juxtapose him to Mr. Boarding, Mikko Rantanen, who was a tick out of control on that play and got chewed out by Patrick Waugh, as the Dallas Stars are tied with the Vancouver Canucks end of the second period in their game right now. It's going on right now. No points for Mikko in this game. Marty Necas he's completely bought in to the idea that this team, that there's a culture here, that they can win a cup. Necas has elevated his level to meet the moment of what
Certainly.
this team is right now. So I'm just bringing up Mikko because of what he did the other night. And here you have Marty Necas playing very composed. He's not making mistakes. He's had a couple turnovers this season, but that's going to happen for any player. Nothing like what Mikko did the other night. Necas has never been out of control like that.
Some other players of note that aren't your elite guys so far this year. I thought Gabe Landeskog in his 18 plus minutes this evening, nearly 19 minutes, was
I was going to bring that up.
I think without a doubt, that's his best game of the year. He was feeling himself. He's driving the net. He's physical in front of Shesterkin. He's mixing it up after plays. I thought Gabe Landeskog looked as close to 3 years ago, Gabe, as we have seen.
It's the most he's played this season, easily at 1842. The last time he cracked 16 minutes was the Utah game just about a month ago, October 21st. He played 16:38. Has gone over 15 minutes once since then. This month, he hasn't cracked 15 minutes. His highest was the last game against the Islanders, 14:20. Now he's up to 18:42. So easily the most ice time he's seen. Now,
it is helped because of an unfortunate circumstance at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, Gavin Brindley had to leave this game. He took a hit on the end boards in the first period. Left, tried to come back. Start of the second period, he went out to skate, but didn't feel right. He left the game. So that certainly contributes to Gabe getting more minutes. Gabe also did get, I think it was just one shift with Nathan MacKinnon, but was a proper shift. And yeah, it's again, it's what we've said all season long. It's going to be a slow build with Gabe, but we are starting. I mean, it's It's late November now. And so we are kind of starting to get to the point where maybe you could up Gabe's ice time a little bit, especially now. There's one benefit of the 3 days off, right? Now you can play Gabe 1842, especially in a situation like that. But it's coming. It's coming. He had a good game tonight, laid 3 hits. He was active, drew a penalty late, driving net front. So Gabe, it's coming. It's coming around.
I wonder what's going to happen with that Brindley lower body injury, how long it's going to keep him away from the big club. And you hope that, at least for his sake, you hope that it's not long term, so that if Logan O'Connor comes back and Joel Kiviranta have to jump in, that he doesn't end up losing his spot, because he's been sensational this year. Like, he's the first shift of the game. It's funny, the Avs did not start this game very well. Gavin Brindley had the puck the entire first shift. Like, it was him and everyone else just watching number 54 skate around the ice. And then, unfortunately, 2 minutes into his evening, he gets hit. And it's weird because it should have been an upper body, the way that you saw that hit happen. And I just think it was maybe the knee went into the boards a little bit weird, or he got something like a hit pointer. I suppose it is, at this point in the year on November 20th, smart to take a little bit of caution with your players, considering you're not fully healthy right now and you're waiting for Nichushkin to come back, waiting for OC and Kiviranta to come back. But again, I love how that player has been. O'Connor is going to be such a delight to see back on this roster. I want to see him get some minutes alongside Brindley. I think those two players, those two wingers with the right center, could be a lot of fun to watch.
Well, they mentioned on the broadcast tonight that Logan O'Connor and his wife, they pulled a Raj and his wife, Caitlin. They had a baby today or yesterday, something like that. So I do wonder if that, and they're like, hey, your wife's about to give birth. Even though maybe your hip is ready to tick early, why don't you go enjoy the birth of your child?
Yeah, we'll bring up Nielsen and keep Bardakov up here. Maybe Taylor McCarr gets another day.
Exactly. But now with Brindley going out and the baby O'Connor has arrived, potentially his return could be imminent. As far as Brindley's role, maybe reducing, depending on how long he's out, when he were to come back, who else is back? Look, Valeri Nichushkin, I saw he was skating the other day. Still seems like he's at least a week away, at least.
But I think it's a little bit more than that. I wouldn't expect him to be back until after Thanksgiving.
Makes sense. But still a good sign nonetheless, that Val's already out there skating. Look, there's 5 guys who are 100% in the top 6. It's your top line, and it's Nelson, and it's Nichushkin. And so then do you stick with Colton, who has now gotten the nod on the second line? Does Brindley get that nod? I think that they probably are ultimately. This is all ultimately leading to Landeskog being 6 of 6. But until we get there, it's either Colton or it's Brindley.
Brindley has more of the top 6 pedigree in terms of his puck skills than Colton does. Colton is a middle 6, bottom 6 player for me, and I think he's very good at it. It's slightly overpaid at $4 million, but for the fit, I like Brindley in the top 6 more than I like Colton.
It goes to show, how good Gavin Brindley has been, because, Ross Colton is a seasoned vet at this point and is a damn good player. And then, you got to have Olofsson on that third line. Right now with Landeskog and Drury. So I think that right now you're going to look at you're looking at OC if Nichushkin's back. If Nichushkin, before Nichushkin gets back, then let's see. Landeskog, is he ready for full second line right now?
Sure, be my guest. Do you want to push that this early? Do you want to push Landeskog that early in a season in which right? Like the team is very, very clearly on a path to prove something. They're on a path to prove we're the best team in the National Hockey League. They're on a path to prove that getting the 1 seed in the West matters this year. It matters, right? So that you don't have to go through Winnipeg, or you don't have to go through Dallas in the first round of the playoffs. You get to go through, Utah or something like that. As the 8 seed, it matters, and I think that this team understands the assignment. That's why they're coming out of the gate so hot. But I don't think that they have to sacrifice the long-term health, or at least the chance of the long-term health of Gabe Landeskog early on. So I would throw him up on that second line a few times, but I'm not playing him like 20 minutes a night right now. I'm not doing it.
Mhm. Yeah, they're so deep that we've seen. There's no need to rush anybody back. There's no need to push Mackenzie Blackwood right now because Scott Wedgwood's playing so well. There's been no need to force anything because depth players have stepped up. And now even if Brindley is to miss a little bit of time, you can put Olofsson. I mean, Olofsson can get a little bit of a minutes increase, and then Logan O'Connor's probably back in the next game or two, and you can give OC good minutes. I mean, he has been such a steady player for this team. He could play 15 to 17 minutes a night. I don't know if he'll do it right off the bat coming off the hip injury, but he could absolutely do that. And that speaks to the depth, the experience of this team. Just a fucking wagon, dude. What more can you really say about this game? This was just his ho-hum of a dominant. How about Brent Burns? Brent Burns continues to just be so many plays tonight where I'm just like, dude, I think he's their third best defenseman right now. Brent Burns is their third best defenseman.
I understand that like Taves has been the guy to, and I see right here that they need to split Makar and Taves because as a pair they're pinning their end too much. Don't split up the best defensive pairing in the world. When Team Canada pegs those two guys as their number one defensive pairing and they don't split those guys up, you know what you don't do as a hockey club, not a federation? You don't split those two dudes up because they are in the offensive zone far more than they are pinned in their own defensive zone. You do not split those two dudes up whatsoever. On the power play, after Cale Makar ate a puck on his right knee in the defensive zone, for a second I was like, I think they're going to put Burns out there with this first unit. Come on. I think they're going to do it. And they end up putting Taves out there because I understand, he's done this for the past 4 seasons. He's been the guy to go in if Kale's not playing with the top unit. But I thought for a second Bednar might do it.
They did put Burns out there right after Taves. After Taves' first.
Right, with the second unit.
Yeah. And we saw Burns get run with the second unit in lieu of Taves a handful of games ago. He's been great. I mean, he gets pucks through. He makes really crisp, firm passes with a purpose, and they're accurate. And then he uses his body defensively. Taves hasn't scored yet this season, which is odd. But I thought that this was, as a pairing, Makar and Taves, I thought this was their best game of the season, both ends of the ice. This was as active as I've seen both of them as a tandem push offensively tonight. Cale Makar, both Makar and Taves blocked 4 shots. That's a team high. Both of them had 4 blocked shots. Cale Makar had 9 shots on goal tonight. 9.
That's what I'm saying. He could have scored 4 without the empty netter.
That was his best game of the season.
He was incredible tonight. He was so good. The best possession players tonight for the Avalanche at 5-on-5, if you remove Brindley just because he's an outlier, he didn't play enough. His one shift was excellent. That's why he's like the best possession player on the ice this evening. Your best possession players were Makar, Drury, Taves, Natchez, and McKinnon. And when those guys, I mean, I know Drury's kind of the odd man out there, but when those other 4 dudes that I mentioned are far and away the best possessors of the puck in a game, the Avs are going to win most of those hockey games.
In a season where Now we've added Matthew Schaefer to the mix, and boy, I saw he had a play
Dude, he's the
um
truth.
in the Dallas game where he cut a really nifty puck handling, skating with
Speak of Team Canada,
power.
that guy should be on Team Canada.
And he's 18 years old. It's incredible. But in a year where now you're adding him to the mix and you got everybody else, Quinn Hughes, everybody else. I mean, tonight, Cale Makar just he took his game to another
Right.
level. It's as if he's feeling the strong, young defensive studs, and he's saying for himself, not so fast.
That was the good game against a good road team. I don't know if the Rangers have it in the Eastern Conference this year. I don't truly believe in them, but Mike Sullivan has them playing hard. I don't the mix between like JT Miller and Mika Zibanejad and Artemi Panarin, like something doesn't feel meshed there. And maybe it's Mika Zibanejad for me. I'm trying to figure out if he's like the odd man out of like why it just doesn't quite work perfectly.
He's been the same group for years,
Right.
and nobody has taken that step to like, oh, you're now a borderline superstar. I guess Panarin's gotten the closest, but
But Panarin's at the end of his career. Like he's 30.
yeah,
Like
he's
Panarin's got to
getting
be
older,
34,
and it's
35.
just it feels like they missed whatever half window they had. Like Adam Fox, we don't even. He's a very good player. He was a minus.
That's actually a good exercise to do, right? So let's name the top defenseman in the National Hockey League right now. Like let's just go off the top of our heads, right? So we can start with Cale. Who's next?
Quinn's number 2.
Quinn's probably number 2. Who's you could make the
I'd
argument
go
that
Heiskanen.
Sure, be my guest. Miro
Personally-
Heiskanen 3. Werenski should be a top 5
Sure.
guy, right? If he
Sure.
wasn't playing in Columbus. Victor Hedman.
He's always up there.
All right, so we're through 5 of these guys. He hasn't really played this year, but like when he's healthy, Rasmus Dahlin should be a top 10 guy.
Sure.
Jacob Slavin.
Sure.
Who's the kid in Winnipeg?
They got Josh Morrissey.
Josh Morrissey.
He's good. He's underrated.
Charlie McAvoy, who doesn't have a face
McAvoy's
right
very good. I like Lane Hudson, and we brought up Schaefer and Adam Fox. Remember, just a few years ago, it was Fox and Makar fighting
Sure
for
was.
that Norris, and Fox is still good. Panarin's still good. Zibanejad's still good.
But they don't have the
But
elite
they're
guy.
not that next
Right.
level, do what McKinnon and Makar did tonight. And I mean, Marty Natchez is playing, and now he gets to play with Nate, and that helps a lot, but he's playing at a better level than their best forwards. We've said it for years, they needed Lafreniere. When you look at what like Macklin Celebrini's doing, what Bedard's doing, and Lafreniere was a first overall pick, you needed that. And he's good, but he's not a legit scares you out of your, scares the shorts off you type guy.
No, those 2 drafts for New York in back-to-back seasons, right, where they were terrible in 2018-19, and they end up getting the second pick, and they end up losing out on the Jack Hughes draft, right? And Jack Hughes is far and away the best player in that 2019 draft. Here's how that 2019 draft goes, Spring. Hughes, Capo Caco to the Rangers, Kirby Doc, Bowen Byram, Alex Turcotte, Mo Seider. Mo Seider I'd take on this team in a heartbeat. Phil Broberg, Trevor Zegras, Vasily Podkolzin. It's not a really good draft in 2019. You needed to get that number 1 overall pick. Okay, so you don't get it that year, but you know what they do? They get lucky. They win the lottery the season after in 2020, and they get the right to choose Alexis Lafreniere. And he was looked at as a guy who could be like a really good, solid top 6 player, but he hasn't really even turned into that. He's like half a point per game. The 2020 draft is kind of crappy too. Like the two drafts that the Rangers were all the way at the top, they kind of suck. The Avs got lucky. The drafts that they were at the top, they were elite.
Yeah, there is a luck element. Could some of it be player development? I think that's a little overrated. I think like a guy like Capo Caco is who he is. They really needed Keandre Miller to turn into something, and he's a hurricane now
He's a
at
hurricane now.
25 years old. Like they're young guys who they needed to turn into something, just didn't. They're good but not great vets are getting older. And that's why I know that their road record is good, but that's why they're 1-7-1 at home. Like they are
Mm-hmm.
a very mid team. But hey, you took care of them tonight, as you should have. And it turns out when we look back on this homestand, like, and that's the thing. The Islanders, their New York counterpart, they get that same draft luck that the Rangers did, skyrocketing to the first overall pick in the draft lottery. Rangers take Lafreniere, hasn't been great. Islanders get Matthew Schaefer. He looks every bit the part
Yep.
right off the bat. And that's what you need. And that's why the Islanders, you look back at this thing, that was a very nice win on Sunday. Isles go into Detroit, win 5-0 tonight, beat the Stars the other night with that crazy finish. I think
Dude, did you see the road trip? Do you want to go through that road trip that they were on?
they're 6-1. I think they finished at 6-1.
The road trip that the New York Islanders just finished up, and technically two of them like really aren't road games. I know you're not playing it at what is it called now in New York? Is it a Barclays Arena? I don't know what it is. Whatever.
Where the Islanders play their home games?
UBS?
Yeah, UBS. Yeah.
Okay, UBS out there on the island. It is beautiful. I haven't been there. I went to the old Coliseum and that thing was a piece of shit. So they start this road trip, this 7-game road trip with 2 games against the Rangers and the Devils. What do? They blank the Rangers on the road at MSG. They beat the Devils 3-2 on the road. The Devils are the best home team in the National Hockey League, even better than the Avalanche this year. Then they go to Vegas and they win 4-3. They go to Utah in the second leg of a back-to-back at altitude and beat the Mammoth. And then they come to Colorado 2 days later and lose 4-1. They don't tuck their tails because they've got 2 days left on nearly a 2-week road trip. What do? They beat Dallas 3-2 in regulation. Now they needed some help from a goaltender interference call at the end of that one. And then they beat the Detroit Red Wings 5-0 tonight, as you mentioned. That is a fantastic road trip.
Yeah, because they have Schaefer and Patrick Waugh is doing a good job. And then their one loss was in Colorado because that's the outlier. That's the creme de la creme. That's and those are some good wins. Like all those teams that they beat are good,
Yeah.
but they could not beat Colorado. And in that Eastern Conference right now, I mean, what's going on? Jack Hughes is slicing his hand. Just saw a Panthers player burned himself in a barbecue accident. What is going on with the Eastern Conference? We're in an Eastern Conference where the Bruins are they still leading the Atlantic Division?
The Bruins are third in the Atlantic.
Okay, they've fallen to third now. Detroit's now back up top. Detroit's been like up, down, up, down.
The Atlantic is weird, man. Who the hell is going to win that division?
A team like the Islanders, Patrick Waugh's squad in this year in that conference, adding Schaefer, they actually could come out of the East. Patrick Waugh's Islanders.
Have you seen the world, like the possible World Junior U20 roster that Canada could put together?
I mean, Celebrini could still be on that thing.
Bedard could still be on the team.
Oh my gosh. Good luck.
I'll look it up right now, but it is it's insane what they could still have on this team. I'll look it up. I found it on Twitter the other day. I just have to make some scrolls here, but yeah, the league it's bonkers right now, man. The only thing that makes sense is the Central Division, and you have to hope and pray that Vancouver finds a way to get this thing done in regulation. Because what have we been saying? As good as the Avalanche have been, as dominant as they have been, they have an 8.25 points percentage for their first 20 games of the season. That is insane. There's only two other teams in the modern history of the National Hockey League that have this many wins through their first 20 games of the season. And one of them was the 2012 or 2013 Chicago Blackhawks. Like, this does not happen. And you look in your rear view, and Dallas is right there. So you need Vancouver to figure this thing out in regulation tonight, because I don't want it to be just a 4-point lead on Dallas. I want this lead that is currently 6 points as we speak right now to hold throughout the evening.
Even if Dallas can, and they will accumulate points, can they do it at the rate that Colorado is doing?
I don't know.
Right
it's three
now.
wins. It's three. Like, if you
I
pair any
know.
3 games together where Colorado has to travel to Dallas, you give Dallas that win. Let's just give it to them off the top of your head. And then maybe there's some injuries, or you have a back-to-back. You're playing 3 and 4, much like the Avs are playing 3 and 4 right now. You could rattle off 3 wins and 3 losses like that. That's why someone needs to jump up and beat Dallas. Let's hold that thought. Let's go out to DMAC, who is live from Ball Arena.
Hey, what's up, boys? 6-3 the final, and Jared Bednar talked about resiliency, and they got all of that. And there were a lot of Rangers fans here tonight, let me tell you. And so they were down a couple of different times. By the way, Gavin Brindley, lower body injury, and they're going to see how he feels tomorrow. So a little bit touch and go. Cale Makar with the sweet shot, a couple goals actually. In the wraparound, he told me that. And Raj, I'd love to have your take on wraparound goals, but he said that he doesn't necessarily look to bounce it off somebody. He just looks to put the puck as close as he possibly can to the post, and then let whatever magic happens as it does. So, but I said to him, "Oh, so it's just lucky." I was, "Oh no, it's a little bit more than that." So, but again, Raj, hockey-wise, take it over. That being said, the Avalanche, history, guys, history. Only 4 teams in NHL history have gone through 20 games with 1 regulation loss, and the Avs are now in that company. So a resilient crew, a happy crew, and Scott Wedgwood gets an assist. Who knows with hockey, right, guys? But I asked, does a goalie get anything special? A special celebration, special tradition, anything special for a goalie with an assist? And Bednar said, no, and then he left immediately. So nice homestand for the Avs. Way to go, and as you can see, people are just skating around, because that's what happens sometimes at Ball Arena after games. People just randomly get skates. All right, boys, back to you.
DMAC live from Ball Arena. Yeah, wraparounds, you're just simply trying to get the puck into a dangerous area. If you have space and you can see that the goaltender hasn't pushed off, you're going to try and get north a little bit quicker, wrap the curve of your stick, like basically cup the puck with the curve of your stick, and try and create that like banking motion to get it to wrap into the net. But most of the time when it's happening at full speed, like it did tonight with Cale, you're just trying to get it into a shitty, dangerous area where maybe it goes in, maybe it hits a skate, maybe it hits one of your teammates' sticks. Not often do you see a defenseman score a wraparound goal. I have a guy who I coached with for many years, Kevin Alpert. Alpy, love you. A lot of kids try it, and it never works. So he just goes, write me a postcard the next time it actually works, because no one knows what a postcard is anymore. Write me a postcard, Cale Makar.
Wraparounds are tough. You see a lot of players, when they come around and they're trying to stuff it in, they lose the puck. It just slides off their blade because it's so tough to control with that quick motion. But Cale, and you also have to be so quick, because these goaltenders are so good. They can read what you're doing.
Yep.
And they can get that pad over, especially at the NHL level, easier than you'd think. So you got to be so quick, and it's such a tight angle. But we have seen Cale, he's one of the best in the league as a defenseman, of riding that low edge where he's so off. It looks like his ankles are breaking, You know what I'm
like
saying?
the boots dragging on the ice.
Yes. Like you're dragging that blade, but he's so good at that.
Yeah.
And it's so yeah, it's incredible as a defenseman what he's able to do.
I pulled up the could be World Junior roster for Team Canada this year. This is 20 years old and younger. They could have Gavin McKenna, who's likely going to be the number 1 overall pick this year. He's playing at Penn State. Macklin Celebrini, Berkeley Catton, who was a first-round pick last year, Michael Misa, Bennett Sinek, T. Jaginla, Matthew Schaefer, Zane Perek, and Landon DuPont, who might be the number 1 overall pick 2 years from right now. Like that team would beat everybody in the tournament by probably 8 goals. That's a joke.
Hey, they love their hockey up
They
in Canada.
really do, man. It's like yeah, you could take the you could take Team USA's F squad for American football, and they would win any international event. Correct?
Oh yeah, well yeah, American football, yeah, it's completely different.
I guess it's
no one
I
else
guess it's
plays that
cheating because
shit.
no one else plays it. I was gonna say basketball, but like you can't really do. You couldn't take the B squad of Team USA and go win the Olympics anymore. Couldn't do
No,
that.
you can't do it anymore. Yeah,
Like Serbia would have won this year.
yeah,
2 years ago. Whenever
Yeah.
that was. Last
Yeah.
year. Calendars are hard for me
yeah, it was
nowadays,
just last
Spring.
year. It was
Calendars
last
are
year.
tough.
I remember because of things.
All right, Spring. Final thoughts on tonight's 6-3 win as we get
Well-
ready for 3 games in 4 nights.
Let's see. There was one comment I was gonna bring up here because here we go. There you go, Guru. The real question is, no, that's not the one. Can they show up in the playoffs? Yes, of course they can.
That is
here we
the
go.
question.
We had 2. The real question is, here's another one. The real question is, can Colorado keep up this rate of point accumulation? You know, even if because Dallas, they're in my eyes the second best team in the league. It was the even though the Stars did not make the Cup final, we talked about this. That was the Cup final. Dallas gets a little tired out after that round, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Here's the Avs schedule coming up at Nashville. Nashville, they suck. Like, let's call it what it is.
They're looking to. Steven Stamkos is going to be traded this year. Ryan O'Reilly's likely going to be traded this year.
Watch, I just put the kiss of death on everything, but in all reality, Nashville sucks. Okay, in fact, Calgary is just 1 point back of Nashville now. Nashville's on the brink of potentially being the worst team here in the NHL. They're the second worst team in the NHL right now. At Chicago, look, Chicago, and that's interesting because it's a second night of a back-to-back. They got another one of these weekend road back-to-backs, and Chicago's better, but you know, you're in your prime and you're the best team. You can easily go beat Chicago. I like San Jose. That's who's next on Wednesday. They'll get 2 nights off and come home for San Jose. 2 nights later, they're at Minnesota. Minnesota's okay. Then they host the Habs the next day. The Habs have fallen off a little bit. And then Vancouver. That's the next 6 games are all very winnable.
It's that weird back-to-back afternoon games that they have with Montreal in the second leg. They go Minnesota, Montreal at 1 p.m. on both days. It's a little odd.
Yeah, Black Friday to Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think their next very difficult stretch is the first week of December when they do the 4-game road trip that is all on the East Coast. And you do the Islanders, the Rangers, the Philadelphia Flyers, who are playing better this year, and Nashville. I think that's when that trip gets difficult and you go, let's try and get, 2 out of a possible 4 wins there. I could see them rattling off 5 out of their next 6.
I think 5 out of their next 6 is a very reasonable goal, an attainable goal for this team.
Man, they're just really good, and I totally get it. Like I understand the subset of the fan base. Guru, like I see it. I understand. Like, hey, prove it to me in the playoffs. Like this is the only time that it matters for the Avalanche because the fan base is upset about the early playoff exits. And I guess my retort to it is I think part of the reason why they are going balls to the wall right now is because they realize early playoff exits most of the time, and I know it happened against Seattle, but I, I just want to remind everyone what happened with Seattle. That was the Valanciunas thing, and everything blew up, right? That
Yeah.
was what the hell happened at the hotel. We lost one of our best players. We're not necessarily in it because you still have the Stanley Cup hangover. But I think what this team realizes, and what most teams in the Western Conference realize, especially in the Central Division, if you don't have the 1 seed and you're not playing a wild card team, 1 or the 2 seed, you have to go through a legit Stanley Cup championship contender. So that's what I think the Avs are doing right now, is going, you guys don't want us to be out in the first round. We got to go. We kind of got to go for the President's Trophy so that we get to play a crappy team. And then hopefully someone else does our dirty work for us down the road, and we don't have to face Dallas in round 2. And you're healthy. Like that's kind of the way that I think that this season is going, is stay away from the Central as long as you possibly can in the playoffs.
Yeah, barring injuries, they are on a collision course with the 1 seed, and we talked about it. It reminds us of getting Nashville in the first round of 22 when they won the cup, and there will be no first round exit. If they get that 1 seed, there will be no first round exit, and then they will have home ice against either Dallas or probably Winnipeg. So probably Dallas. Yes, and that's what it's going to be, man. It's going to be a second round series against the Dallas Stars, but you probably have home ice this time.
Just look at how good Dallas has been the past few years, and they can't get through because they are fucking gassed by the time they see Edmonton every year. It matters, man. It does.
Oh yeah, and but right now, the only thing stopping the Avs is the Avs in terms of the 1 seed.
Yeah. And we can't, I can't speculate on playoffs right now. Playoffs don't happen until April. Like,
no, but I can tell you that it's very likely Avs Stars second round. Like, that is, sports are weird. Weird things can happen, but in all likelihood, I can already tell you on November 20th that barring something weird, we are headed towards a second round Avs Stars series.
Yeah, because Jared Bednar doesn't want that to be the Western Conference final, or not Jared Bednar, freaking Gary Bettman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a fun Western Conference final. Dallas and Colorado, no, they have to play. You have to get through the Central Division to get to the Cup, you idiot.
And now this time around, in addition to
how dumb is that? Like, you turn the Western Conference final into like LA, Colorado.
Yeah, because Dallas is probably going to be the 2 over. They might be the 2 overall seed in all of the West.
Yeah. It's such a shame that those 2 teams can't be in a conference final. It's such a joke.
I know. But also this time around, not only would the Avs in all likelihood have home ice, but they acquired Brock Nelson. Natchez just before the deadline. That was all in the final 3 months of last season. Now it's a full season of all the chemistry developing.
It sure is. All right, it's going to do it for us tonight. Avs set a record. They just continue to win, man. 14-1-5 through their first 20 games of the season. We will talk to you guys coming up over the weekend. Back-to-back games for the Avalanche. After their 6-3 win tonight. That'll be on Saturday evening at Nashville, Sunday evening at Chicago, the 22nd and the 23rd. They look to continue their red hot streak. They stay atop the NHL. For all of you guys who listen every single night, guys and gals, thank you so very much. That's Mark Springer. I'm Alex Ryan. Thanks for listening Between the Pipes. If you missed any of it, just search Between the Pipes wherever you get your podcasts. That'll be out within the next 20 or 30 minutes. We'll see you guys on Saturday.